What's going on, folks, and welcome into the Monday Morning Wrap here on Sports Tree. I'm Connor Roundtree, jacked up to be here. So happy to be here. Sunday, great day. Love Sundays. Victor Hovland goes out, gets the job done, 16-1, cashes the ticket. Thank you, Victor Hovland, our fourth win on the PGA Tour this season. Victor Hovland becomes just the second man to win consecutive titles at the Hero World Challenge. The only other man to do it was the tournament host, Tiger Woods. That's some pretty good company, if you ask me. Victor Hovland, way to go. All right, folks, now that we wrapped up the big news from the weekend, let's get into our weekly menu of sporting events by breaking down our appetizer. It's Monday Night Football. The Saints versus the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay. Tom Brady taking on his Tampa Tom kryptonite. He's been horrendous against these New Orleans Saints, and for some reason, Mike Evans always gets into a fight. Now, looking at this from a betting standpoint, neither of these teams is good against the spread. You can't trust either of them. New Orleans is just 4-8 against the spread this season, while Tampa Bay is actually worse. They're 3-7-1. Yikes. That's awful. Now, the Bucs, they have gone under their team total, their projected team total, in 10 out of 11 games of this season. So you really can't trust their offense. And as for the Saints with Andy Dalton under center, well, in 3 out of his last 4 starts, he's produced 13 points, 10 points, and 0. That's right, he laid a goose egg. You can't trust the man. Can't trust either offense. I'm not sure why the line is 41, but take the under on that 41. That's where I'm nice and comfortable. Now, as for prop bets, Andy Dalton, 19.5 completions, 200 yards. I think that's extremely doable. He's passed for 200 yards in 2 out of his last 3 games. And the 19.5 completions, the reason why I say that's doable is because the lack of presence of Alvin Kamara in that backfield. His projected line from the books, his projected passing attempt line is 33.5. And Tampa Bay is giving up a completion percentage of 64% at home. So if we do 64% of 33, that gives us 22. That's almost 23 pass attempts completed, right? That's the average. His line's just 19.5. That's a smart bet. That's just good. That's just playing the odds right there. So I'll take Andy Dalton for over 19.5 completions. I'll take him to get over 200 yards at -175. And that's probably it for the Saints. I just don't really trust anyone to stand out and move the ball. Chris Olave, I like his receiving line, but it's still just a little high for me. On the other side of the ball, a prop that you should look into. Rachaad White is definitely taking the reins. However, if you need a yard, you're turning to Leonard Fournette. That's what the guy does. He will churn those legs and get you a yard. If they get to the goal line, playoff Lenny finds the end zone, plus 100, even money. There's your best bets for Monday Night Football. 2 teams combined for the under of 41. Andy Dalton, over 19.5 completions and over 200 passing yards. And then, last but not least, Leonard Fournette to hit pay dirt at even money. Let's go. All right, folks, World Cup action. Our brackets are rocking and rolling. We have a bunch of you signed up and playing the bracket challenge here on Sports Tree. Points rolling in left and right. Croatia went out and got it done against Japan. Took penalty kicks to do it. Great performance from the goalkeeper. 3 saves, mind you. Not too bad. Croatia, they'll definitely have some momentum heading into the next round. Now, Brazil, they'll probably get it done today. I think that game's going on. Actually, that game is going on as we're recording right now. So I'm assuming Brazil will be getting the job done. And man, I'm excited for England versus France. There's plenty of World Cup action throughout the week. Make sure you stay tuned into Sports Tree. We have our full round of 16 knockout predictions up right now. Our guy Aaron Canton broke it down for us. So make sure you tune in and check that out. All right, folks, your sporting dessert of the week, served up a little chilled, is some NHL hockey. Some great games going on this week that I would like to highlight. Starting with tonight, Capitals and Oilers, McDavid versus Ovi. Bad goaltending versus bad goaltending, and goal scorer versus goal scorer. I like the over in this one. I believe it's set at 6.5 right now, but it's like -130. So you can tell that line's going to jump to 7.5, and you could probably get 7.5 over 7.5 at even money. 6.5 just to say play a nice 4-3 game. I expect the goals to be going back and forth. Jack Campbell has been a shadow of his former self in Toronto. Stuart Skinner, is he a number 1 guy? We're finding out that he doesn't really seem that way. As for the Capitals, they have Alexander Ovechkin. The guy scores goals. breaks records and scores goals. Let's lock in the over there. Tuesday night, we have the Leafs and the Stars going toe-to-toe. Those two teams have some pretty solid goaltending, right? Jake Ottinger arguably playing like the best goaltender in the NHL. Matt Murray, he's been red hot since coming back from injury. However, he is coming back down to earth. This should be a great matchup. I don't know who's going to be starting in net. That is why I don't know what the props are going to be. If those guys are taking the night off, these two teams, they can score goals. The over looks good. If those two goalies who are red hot are in, there's no way I'm touching the over. So monitor that. Look at who's starting in goal, but that is a hockey game that you should watch as a hockey fan nonetheless. And then last but not least, Wednesday night, the Boston Bruins visit the defending Stanley Cup champions. The run that the Boston Bruins are on right now is just absolutely incredible. This team is built to win. That's what it seems like. They're taking on the defending Stanley Cup champs. I cannot wait for that one. I think both teams will lock it down, and I'll be taking the under from those two pretty prolific goal-scoring offenses, but I think that is going to be a playoff-style hockey game where I will be investing in the under. All right, folks, here's your trivia question for this week's edition of the Monday Morning Wrap to get in to win a pair of NHL or NBA tickets to see any team you would like. Who's the highest goal scorer in the history of the Boston Bruins? We just mentioned what a run the Boston Bruins are on. Who has the most goals in Bruins franchise history? All you have to do, log on to sportstree.ca, head over, answer that question now, and you are in to win. Folks, I'm Connor Roundtree. See you next time.